Hello, my name is Pnina and I'm presenting the Movement and Spirit Self-Healing work. I'd like to talk to you about different variety of healing that I do. I do body work and movement therapy, and also emotional release work, energy work, and I combine it often into a body work session. I work with different type of issues like back problem, neck, shoulder pain, and also along with that with muscle disease and nerve diseases, as well as vision work, improving the eyesight. Today I'd like to present to you work that I've done over almost over a year with a client of mine, Henry Duncan. He have a Parkinson, and it's a condition that as the result of that condition is that the body have some destruction in movement. The movement of the body is not flowing very well as a result of some material that the body is missing that's called dopamine that affects the brain, and the brain doesn't give enough information to the rest of the body to move properly. And the result of it is that people with Parkinson get to tense their body very much, and also shake, a lot of shaking. So as we start working with Henry, what I realized is that one of the biggest problem was that there was a lot of emotional tension, and emotional tension and stress aggravated the disease even more. So I really focused at the beginning more on the emotional release work along with the body work to relax the body, and we add up into it lots of movement and stretches that allow the body to flow better and to have more circulation, and to have more acceptance of what the disease is, the way the disease changing Duncan's life. So I'd like to introduce you Duncan, and he's going to talk a little bit about what it is for him and what he told me today, which was really happy news. And then we're going to go into showing you how a session with a Parkinson goes.
Yes, my name is Henry Duncan, and I had my diagnosis of Parkinson's for around 12 years. It came on all of a sudden, and it was quite an event for me and my family. Physically, I had been in pretty good shape, and we ate properly and exercised regularly. My wife turned me on to pnina and her work, and it has helped in many ways. She works not only with the physical side of the problems, but also the mental and emotional needs. I've had many types of therapy done, many places, from acupuncture, hypnosis, what have you. But this work that Nina does seems to be providing me greater relief. I'm finally learning how to accept this problem and to work from that space. I have more control of my body. I feel like I have more control than ever before. And I've learned various techniques, the judgment release procedures that we do to help ward off negativity. She has taught me how to learn to accept the problem and help my family, me and my family, to be able to communicate better.
So I'd like to move into showing you how we start a session when we work with actually any client.
Stop. I'm going to have you say that again, but don't move.
Okay.
Don't take a step, please.
Okay.
Take two.
I'd like to talk about how we start a session with almost any clients that come to body work, if it's vision problem or body or pain, lower back pain or upper back pain, and any other problem that the body have. The only time I would not start the session this one if the person cannot walk at all or cannot move at all. Otherwise, we're starting a session with checking how walking, how is the client's work. I now have you walk toward me, Henry. Okay, and then walk forward. Walk backward for me. Okay, great. So I'm noticing that you are a little tense here in the lower back, so we're going to do some stretching to relax it. Okay, I'm also noticing that you're shaking much less than you have before in your arms. Okay, how's your leg today?
Not bad, it's pretty good.
Not bad. And also we've done a lot of walking on the beach. So one thing I would do with Parkinson a lot is walking on the beach backward, forward. It's really important to be able to touch the sand and actually walking inside the water to wake up the nervous system with the cold water. It's really important to do it on the beach, and we have fun doing that. Let's tap on your stomach and just breathe into it. And usually the stomach really affected by the, well, we think so, I'm not sure, but we think that it's the side effect of the medication affecting the digestive system and the stomach, right? So we've been doing a lot of judgment release on the stomach. So let's go ahead and just do a judgment release here. And I release the judgment that I'm bad because my stomach is uncomfortable.
Release the judgment that I'm bad because my stomach is uncomfortable.
I release the judgment that my stomach is uncomfortable and is bad or wrong.
Release the judgment that my stomach is uncomfortable is bad or wrong.
And I release the judgment that in fact my stomach is uncomfortable.
I release the fact that my stomach
is uncomfortable. And what the judgment release is doing is just teaching Henry how to accept himself with this situation just the way it is. Often we have, when we are in different conditions, we have a hard time, and we're actually thinking even that's part of the subconscious of our body and our mental body that thinks that something is wrong with us or we are not good enough because we have a condition. So by releasing the judgment from the situation itself, we become more open and accepting whatever it is, and then we can heal only from acceptance. So now breathe into your stomach again and tell me, how does it feel?
Much better.
Much better. And we didn't even have to find any story behind that or any emotion behind it. We just needed to accept the situation just the way it is. And exhale, and just close your eyes and visualize that your head is pulled by your hair all the way down to the ground and you hang there. Just think about that. Then we are going to do the same movement but to the side, and the reason we're doing that because we are training our brain to do something that is not used to, like moving to the sides. We always move forward. Now we're going to move to the side or to the back. We're using more muscles, more nerves to activate the nervous system and wake up places in our body that are numb. So now turn a little bit to the side, and you could do this side or okay. And then now inhale and head down. I would open up your legs just a little more. That's it. Good. And we realizing that we need to do it slow and not to hurry up with those exercises, because the slower it is, the better it is for the nervous system. It's like it's the opposite of like working out in the gym. It's actually, we're working out quite hard here, but we're working out from the inside, from the inner nerves. Okay, so let's do the other side now. So turn your legs to the other side. Very good. Open up your legs. Very good. Very good. It seems like you're much more stable. You know, Henry was not as stable before, and now he's actually much more stable. He can do this exercise. When we started, it was hard for Henry to open up his leg and keep his balance in the same time. So inhale. Usually we take the movement one more time down. We can actually do, we have enough time, we'll go a little longer. Let's take the movement one more time down, and we'll see this time if the moving forward have changed. Okay, so pay attention after we move to the side, if when we move forward, if the movement, if the stability of the body have changed. Okay, very good. Forward. Very good. And now you walk forward and then backward. And backward. Very good. So what do you notice right now?
I don't have to concentrate on my walking, it just flows.
Very good. So the walking is just flows very well. So now let's move into the floor, and we'll do some stretches on the floor. When we started and we did these exercises on the beach, Henry could not even cross his leg a bit, and so now he's much better. You could see that he's crossing his leg a little bit, still not all the way, so that will take a little time, but there is definitely improvement in crossing the legs. And to do that, we have to do different stretches that help us. And here in these legs, if you can bend it, oh wow, you are bending it today. Last week you couldn't bend it, remember?
Yeah.
So that's an improvement. Whatever you do this week in your exercises was helping, because now you can bend it. Last week you were this way. So that's good. So let's do the same thing. Move our legs all the way here, head all the way here. Very good. So it seems like this was much less effort, right? Okay, so, and I think it has to do with feeling more comfortable of doing this exercise. So let's come back to the center and cross the leg and see if the crossing is a little easier. It seems like, what do you feel? What is
It's helping.
It's helping to balance more, to sit straighter more?
Both things.
Both things. Okay, very good. So you seem a little more stable than you have before. Let's move the way we have moved before. Good, much better. Do you see that? You're moving much better right now. The key with Parkinson is to keep the body flexible. And the more the body is flexible, the easier is for blood circulation and nerves. You know, the nerves are working much better and waking up much more. Very good. For somebody that was not able to cross his leg at all, that's excellent. We have many stretching exercises, but we might not do all of them today. Okay, so we are now moving to the body walk session, and what I'm working on with the neuromuscular body walk, which is mainly tapping on the body and stretching the body. And what it does, it's waking up the nervous system, waking up any tension, releasing any tension from the muscles, and breaking any calcium deposits that is stuck in the body. Also creating circulation. This type of movement was developed by the teacher I studied from, Meir Schneider. He healed himself from blindness by using this body walk technique. It works with many types of other issues in the body. So it's really effective. It's really pleasant. It's not only that you get to relax, but it's also you will feel much more awake. A lot of people tell me, oh, I felt that I'm relaxing, but I'm energized. So this type of walks is really energizing. So that's the nice thing about this work. Along with that, as I work with the physical body, I also am doing some energy work, working on the chakras in my mind all the time. And checking as we go with Henry a lot of times some issues about being able to accept his position, his disease. A lot of time we were able to resolve a lot of those issues right on the table just by feeling the body. So we're going to do a little bit of it today. So we showing you after a year and a half almost of work with Henry, a lot of those emotional issues that we worked on, which is accepting where he's feeling that he can't do everything that he's was able to do. A lot of it has been resolved already. So it's really nice because now Henry is much more available to just deal with the movement and teach himself how to be stronger. So he doesn't have to deal with the emotional aspect of it anymore. Also, what I'm noticing, and that a year ago, your hands were much shaking, and today they are not even shaking at all. So that's a really good thing. So I'm kind of really, if you can see, I'm shaking my hands as I tap. My one hand is tapping, and the other one is shaking the muscles and the nerves from the inside. So I'm not only working on the upper tissue, but I'm working on the inside muscles right in here. Now we do some movement. And you could do the movement yourself here while I'm working on the other hand. Keep moving. So it's a self-healing massage, meaning that the client is participating in the healing. The clients do the movement. Okay, relax that hands now. And move your neck from side to side. And moving these hands. Very good. Now keep moving these hands at the same time. In fact, why don't you move both hands right now? Very good. So when we do more than one movement at a time, we create circulation and we create stimulation, which train the brain to unfocus from the problems and shift the nerves that are tense, shift them out from tension into relaxation. So we create a little bit confusion to the brain. That confusion creates more circulation, more relaxation. So it's a matter of training the brain to do something that it's not used to. Okay, relax your arms. Okay, and your neck. How's your low back feels?
Great.
Relaxed. How's your stomach feels?
Better.
Better. Any tension in your stomach at all?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. So some time ago we had usually a lot of tension from the stomach, and you know, as I said before, we assume that the medication have a side effect, but also emotionally. Wherever there was not acceptance of where you were before, and part of it is, you know, not being able to express your emotions to other people of where you're at, and that's just something that's been going on for a long time. But having this disease kind of opened Henry up to being able to speak about emotion much more, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So. So I'd just like to practice just for this sample here, the emotional release work one more time on the table, and tell me if there's any place in the body that still feel tense.
Maybe lower back.
Lower back. So why don't we turn right now to the other side? Yeah. What's the emotion that may be in the lower back that maybe feels stuck?
Well, it's difficult keeping up with the grandkids.
Difficult keeping up with the grandkids. I assume that would be for anybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just, to accept that situation, Let's just tell that into your mind. You don't have to do it loud. Just tell yourself that you're releasing the judgment that your body is not able to keep up with the grandkids. I release the judgment that I'm mad because I'm not able to keep up with the grandkids. I release the judgment that not being able to keep up with the grandkids is bad or wrong. I release the judgment that in fact I'm not able to keep up with the grandkids. And what is you feel right now in the lower back?
Release.
Release?
Release.
And how so?
The tightness is gone.
Tightness in gone. Very good. Excellent. So I must say that turning was also very hard for Henry, and it was really challenging for Henry to turn to the other side. It was usually kind of losing balance. But now Henry learned how to almost come into a half child position, you know, and then bring his body all the way up and turn it, which is really good. So there is much more strength in the body than it used to be, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Feel every part of your body is stretching, and feel that each part of your body is getting some more blood, more oxygen. Feel like your feet are relaxing, and there's space between your feet and your ankle. Feel like the shin and knees are relaxing. There is space between your shin and your hamstring and your thighs and your knees. Feel as you breathe into your stomach that there is more space in your lower back and your inner organs. Feel that there is a space in your chest, your shoulder blades, your arm. Feel that there is space between your neck and your shoulders. Feel the space between your face, your mouth, your nose, your eyes. Feel the space between the back of your neck, your scalp, your head. What we're seeing in this step is the product of what we've been working for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really good. We needed to do a tip before we started now.
Before and after.
Before and after.
So what you've obviously made a lot of healing in the last 12 years. What are some of the things you attribute that to?
Well, it's 12 years since I had my diagnosis.
Okay.
I haven't been working with this method for 12 years.
No, I'm not suggesting it's this. I'm just curious what has and how have you been making these improvements? Or what has been catalyzing it?
Well, it's the acceptance of it and not trying to fight against it, because that gives it more power. Accept it and do what you can to make your life better.
Okay.
So I would say the acceptance,
Acceptance plays a big role.
right?
Okay, well thank you for sharing that. That really
Yeah,
takes
and
my
that's
focus.
what we did in that exercise we do with judgment releases,
I saw
bring
that,
us to
yeah.
that acceptance place.
Really good. It feels like I'm limber now, much more limber.
Much more limber. Good.
So my range of motion has increased.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Great, wonderful. So I wanted to thank you for being one of my very great clients, and for your courage and for your persistence to do this work. And I see that one of the reasons it's really successful is because you are on it. You doing the exercises and you following up with the suggestion that I'm giving you. So that's why it's really working.
Thank you very much, pnina.
You're welcome. That was a session that described how working with Parkinson create more circulation, more movement, more vitality and rejuvenation. And the main things, as I mentioned in this work, helped a lot is the sense of acceptance of the disease. I say that this is probably more than 50% of the success, if not even more, because if a person does not accept where they're at, and they have a hard time to heal. We heal just if we are able to accept where we're at. So that was the secret for the work, and as Henry also mentioned that, and I think that was the key for healing, is accepting where we're at and how we can go from that point on. The movement, the yoga, the body work, it's all great, and it's only work when we do open ourselves for healing and acceptance.